An ice-cold breakup and a mother only interested in money, Jackie Kennedy almost married a totally different man before she wed JFK. On May 11, 1999, an obituary appeared in the New York Times marking the death of a man from Boston named John G.W. Husted Jr., who passed away at the age of 72. While the obituary covered many highlights from Husted's life and career, it left out one all-important historical footnote, and that's that he was once engaged to former First Lady Jacqueline Bouvier, later known as Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. While their love story was short-lived, Jackie would later say she made the right decision by calling off their engagement. John G.W. Husted Jr. grew up in England, where he went to school, although his family moved to the United States in 1939. Husted later returned to Europe as a member of the American Field Service and stayed throughout the Second World War. When the fighting came to an end, he returned to the U.S. and graduated from Yale in 1950. He then started working as a stockbroker, just like Jackie's father, at the New York investment banking firm Dominick & Dominick. It wasn't long before Husted became head of the company's foreign department, and at some point he was introduced to Jacqueline Lee Bouvier. Husted met Bouvier shortly after she graduated from the George Washington University. Per People, the couple got engaged in December 1951 and were ready to tie the knot in June 1952. However, during the engagement party, Jackie's mother Janet found out that her daughter's husband-to-be was making $17,000 a year, which would equate to approximately $190,000 today. Of the shocking revelation, J. Randy Taraborelli, the author of Jackie, Janet, and Lee, told People, "Janet told her that was less money than your father made when I married him. When Jackie asked her, how could I not know this, she answered, you tell me.
What's you wearing? You look poor."
According to Taraborelli, after Jackie learned of her fiancé's earnings, it wasn't long until she ended the engagement. In fact, she reportedly ended the relationship rather abruptly by taking the ring off and slipping it into Husted's pocket. As reported by People, Husted later remembered the devastating exchange, saying, "She was ice cold, like we never knew each other." In Jackie, Janet, and Lee, Taraborelli is quick to come to the former First Lady's defense, noting, Jackie was not a mercenary person. Whenever she had to make one of those decisions, it was usually her mother behind it. The author also suggested that Jackie wouldn't have been with either of her husbands had they been poor. However, Jackie herself would seemingly provide an alternate explanation for why she called off her engagement to Husted. In 2017, letters she had sent to one of John Husted Jr.'s colleagues came to light. In one letter, Jackie wrote, "Things have been rather confused. I was engaged to John Husted, and now I'm not anymore. It wasn't a very happy time for a while, but now I know it was right to break it. I went into it too fast, and then it seemed very wrong. If it hadn't affected another person, I'd say it was good that it happened. It made me grow up, and I needed to do that." After the failed engagement, John Husted Jr. married someone else, with whom he had 2 children. He worked at Dominick & Dominick for more than 3 decades, and following his retirement, moved to Nantucket, per the New York Times. Of course, Jackie went on to wed an up-and-coming congressman named John F. Kennedy in 1953. They shared 2 children and remained married until his untimely death by assassination in 1963.